Kicks 105.5. Good morning. I'm JJ. It's Wednesday, November 10th. It's 7:49. 43 degrees outside. I'll have your weather forecast coming up in a little bit. But first, as we do every Wednesday, we are here in the studio with Mike Barrett. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am well, considering it's dreary and wet outside.
Yeah. I was not expecting that. I go to let the dog out, and I'm like, wait a minute. Did I miss the forecast? I must have missed the forecast. So, rain today, but it's going to clear off, and a nice day tomorrow. Veterans Day tomorrow. So,
yeah, and a lot of things going on with that.
A lot of things going on. Make sure you thank a vet for their service. And if you have the day off, take a moment in your day off to show some appreciation to those who have served the country so proudly.
Absolutely. So. There's a ceremony taking place at Memorial Park in Lyndonville tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hosted by the VFW.
And my buddy who owns the Moose Look has some cool things going too. So I'll give him a plug this morning. Why not?
Awesome.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, so let's talk insurance. Okay, something I've had to deal with my insurance company, which is not yours. No offense.
But, no offense taken, sir.
I may change at some point if they don't give me what I want.
Never obligated to go with me. I'm merely here to help. How's that?
Awesome. And I'm merely here to rattle your brain with some questions.
All right.
Okay, so do rates change according to a car's age, condition, mileage, whether it's been rebuilt or salvaged?
That's actually a really good question. A lot of people, when they call in and they say, well, I got a new car, it's red, it's got 65,000 miles on it. I don't really need that information, to be totally honest with you. Vehicles are rated based on VINs. 17-character VIN, which they started assigning that back in 1981. It was supposed to be in 1980, but they started in 81. Yeah, useless information to know right there. Boom. 17-character VIN system. And that VIN tells us everything we need to know if it's been filed properly. There are instances where maybe it's not. We'll do a little research. But you're not going to see any rate change based on condition of the vehicle, mileage of the vehicle that's on the vehicle. You are going to see rates based on the mileage you're putting on the vehicle. So are you driving back and forth to work or not? Are you driving back and forth to work a longer distance than 15 miles one way? That could be an impactful thing too. But certainly the mileage that's already on the vehicle, not impactful. People always talk about, what about the color? We don't see that as much. It was pretty prevalent back in the day, I'm sure. But red car versus white car versus black car. I guess I don't pay enough attention, but I've not seen a noticeable difference. Now, when you talk about a rebuilt car, so maybe it was a salvage title that now has, or a rebuilt vehicle that now has a salvage title. Believe it or not, there are companies that don't want that. There are companies that will not insure a vehicle with a salvage title. And the reason being is the vehicle has already been totaled. It's already been a total loss in the eyes of insurance, so it holds less value. And anyone who rebuilds cars or knows vehicles will tell you that's malarkey, and I'm not going to disagree with them. I'm merely the messenger here. There are companies that will do that. But be aware that there are certain companies that will not write insurance on a salvage vehicle. And if they are, then even further than that, there are some companies that will only write liability only on a salvage vehicle. It does depend on companies. So do your research on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, you mentioned color, so that brings to mind something else. Because I've heard that different makes or models of cars, like a Corvette versus a Subaru.
Oh, yeah. Every vehicle is assigned a symbol, and whether it be a proprietary symbol assignment on behalf of the insurance company, like Progressive has kind of their own proprietary assignment of symbols. Most companies use the Insurance Service Office symbol, the ISO symbol, which is assigned to a vehicle. That's really going to be the main factor. Now, how's that symbol determined? A number of things. Value of the vehicle, statistical data that's available for crash testing, average cost of repair, things of that nature are going to play a pretty big role in terms of the cost of your vehicle. So there are people who out there might go from a truck to a car and be surprised if the car is all of a sudden more expensive. Well, it depends on what you bought. It depends on, is it sporty or not, things like that. So, and certain vehicles are very expensive to repair, and that's going to play a big role in the rate.
Yeah, we got like the Audis, Mercedes, BMWs.
Oh, yeah.
Those are pretty pricey.
All the cars my 8-year-old wants us to buy. Yeah. And the Maseratis and the ones I've never even heard of, McLarens, so things like that. But yeah, those get very expensive. And then you start talking about those sportier models. There are some companies that will not write them, so you got to find yourself a market that will write a company. May not want a McLaren or a Lamborghini or a Maserati or Ferrari, so you got to be aware of those companies too. There's some limitations there.
Yeah, we don't see too many Lamborghinis around here.
No. Well, we have 3 Matchbox Lamborghinis in my son's toy box.
Do you insure those?
No. I've seen how he drives them.
No way. Okay, so what kind of it's kind of a different topic, but kind of flowing into it. So now, say salvage, rebuilt, or whatever, get into a crash. Cars gets rebuilt, whatever, and I'm shopping around for other insurance because the company I'm working with doesn't want to reinsure that vehicle.
Sure.
Because you wiped it out. Now, I'm shopping with other insurance companies. Can they see my claims?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The data's available. So whenever a claim is reported and filed and paid, and it could be any one of those things, even just a reported claim, it gets reported. We call it a CLUE report. CLUE is the acronym for Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange. So it's a central database where companies can extract data to see if you have claims, because they very much want to know that. So, maybe somebody comes in and sits in front of me and goes, "Hey, love to have some insurance here. Here's my information." I'll go, "Well, have you had any accidents or claims?" "Oh, no, none at all. Not whatsoever." And then we pulled a $16,000 claim a year ago. I mean, it does happen. So not that it's a perfect system. I find sometimes that data can be reported not so appropriately. So that's when we go back to the company that was on that risk at that time to make sure there's some clarity there. Because I have seen some things reported as an at-fault accident for folks that may not be at fault. But that definitely plays a big role. So data is available out there to get your motor vehicle reports, to check your driving history, and to get your claims history. So,
all right.
Be honest. How's that?
Yeah, right.
Be above board.
Yeah, well, that is some great information, and we are fresh out of time. Somebody wants to reach out to you and get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Sure, give us a call, 748-5224. You can find us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, and YouTube, all Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for coming in, and we'll see you next week.
And a happy Veterans Day to those who serve.
Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day.